Good evening. This is Gloria Norwood, owner of Sophisticated Spa Shop on Etsy.com. Also a chosen one, a spiritualist, and also a creator of Gloria's Unsolved Mysteries Oracles Tarot. I'm doing a tarot channel to entertain the world about what's going on and the situation with the spirituality and the spiritual realm and the things that people are going through all over the world. I taught myself tarot within 4 years, and then I decided to create my channel after I've educated myself enough on what's going on. So this would be my first channel, and we will start off with the first. This will be my first reading. We're gonna start off with the original decks of the first bloodline. We have the occult tarot, which is the first bloodline of the demonic bloodline, and this is the first bloodline of the angels, the angel tarot. It's going to be a long reading, so buckle up. So y'all want to know where we came from and what happened to certain people that disobeyed God and did not want to listen to God and wanted to do whatever they wanted to do and continue to do magic and spell work upon people to gain powers. That would be the occultism. Those would be the fallen angels, the first original bloodline. These would be the angels that still remain in heaven at this time. And we will start with the angel tarot. We have the Two of Pentacles, who is Pael, who is a god who supports the universe. She's into fortune and fame and fulfills any request. Then we have the Lovers, Hanael, the joy of God. That's joy and pleasure, brings happiness to couples, removes negative energy. Then we have Two of Cups, Luoa, the swiftly hearkening God. She brings things into fruition, provides expansive intelligence, and gives the grace of God. We have the Nine of Cups, Hebaiah, the God of the kindest giver, the healing, preserves health, and cures diseases. And we have the Five of Wands, Hai, God listening in concealment. And they're into politics and ambition, wins judgments, and protects all those who seek the truth. Four of Wands, Mahasiah, that's the God of the Savior. Rectification helps one live in peace with everyone. Then we have the Hierophant, Hazael, the merciful God. Divine forgiveness. She provides divine forgiveness, obtains friendship, and favors of the great secure premises. Or great secure of the great and secure promises. Five of Swords is Iael, and that's the God of the highest being. And that's for if you have a desire to know and the acquisitions of wisdom. Then you have Death, which is Mamaya. That's the God of the end of the universe, ending and rebirth. And she also is into influencing health and longevity. Then you have Knight of Cups, which is Ariel, the revealing God. She's into perception and revelation, and discovers hidden treasure, reveals secrets of nature. Then we have the Knight of Wands, Hahaya, the God, the good in himself. And Hahaya is into protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes, and saves exiles. Then you have Two of Wands, Jeliel, the helping God. Love and wisdom, victory over those who would attack you. Then you have Eight of Swords, Mabahal, the God protector and savior. Truth and justice, protects from enemies who would steal one's fortune. Then you have the Hangman, Nashael, the only god. Desire for knowledge, protects from liars, evil spells, and bad spirits. Then you have the Empress, Mahael, God Father, the generous. They're into fertility, fruitfulness, assure peace between married couples. You have the Wheel of Fortune, Raphael, who's the God has healed. And he provides healing, heals all disorders, protects travelers and medical workers. Then you have the Knight of Pentacles, Lelial, the praiseworthy God. Light of understanding, acquires knowledge, and cures illness. Then you have the Page of Cups, Iazal, God who rejoices. Divine comfort, gives consolation and protection from one's enemies. Then you have the Queen of Wands, Elamaya, and they're into divine, the hidden God. She's into divine power, guards against mental troubles. Then you have the Devil, Samael. He's the severity of God. He's into seduction and downfall, communications with the dead, and teaches the occult and magic. Then you have Arathiel, Page of Wands, the preventing God. He's into propagation of light, confounds the wicked, and slanders, saves from the enemies. Then you have the Knight of Swords, Luaya, the exalted God. He's into victory, grants victory and protection from lightning. Then you have Six of Pentacles, Aladia, the favorable God. He's into divine justice, cures rage and pestilence, and absolves the guilty. Then you have Michael, the chariot, who is like God. He provides perseverance, success in conflict, overcomes adversity. Then you have the Four of Cups, Malil. He's the God of deflecting evil, healing capacity, protection from weapons, safety and travel. Then you have Nine of Swords, which is Hariel, the comforting God. Look like she's actually, tending to the children, but she's into purification, protection from the impious and religious sentiments. You have the Three of Pentacles, Alael, God hearing lamentations, and then they're into mental force, protection against sorrows and illness. And then you have the Page of Pentacles, Azalel, who's God sung above all. They're into loyalty and allegiance, friendship and reconciliation. Then you have the Queen of Pentacles, Mebahiah, the eternal God. And they're into intellectual lucidity, provides consolation and compensations. Then there's Four of Swords, Hahiel, the God of Trinity. She's into mission, protection against slander and impious people. Then you have the Magician, Lethahia, the generous God. He's into spiritual wisdom and magic, helps one gain wisdom and discover hidden secrets. Excuse my phone ringing. It's usually probably scam like me, so I usually don't answer it. But let's see, the Tower, we have Uriel, the fire of God. It's into disruption, warns of disasters, aids in transformation. Then we have the Hermit, Abamaya, the word of God creating all. You're into alchemy and transformation, rules natural events, helps with spiritual progress. Then you have the Seven of Wands, Royalel, expecting God. She's into liberation, deliverance from enemies, both visible and invisible. Then you have the Three of Cups, Ill, the right hand of God, fame and renown, influences commerce, voyages, and great discoveries. Then there's the Knight of Swords, Hariel, the all-providing god. They're into intellectual richness, protects fertility of women, makes children respectful towards their parents. The Fool, Bahia, the exalting god. He's into will and new beginnings, assists with difficult and great undertakings. And then you have Six of Wands, which is the Sai, God who took evil, longevity, protects against infirmities. Then you have the King of Wands, which is Daniel, God the merciful judge, and he provides eloquence and gives answers to those in doubt. Then you have Eight of Wands, Vehiel, the great and exalted God, and they're into grandeur, makes one passionate towards God. And the King of Cups is Rochelle, God seeing everything. He's into restitution, finds stolen objects, and discovers the person responsible. The Emperor Michael is like unto God. He's into political authority, gives safe travel, and protects against conspiracies. Then you have the Three of Swords, Rahiel, the quickly forgiving God. Loves and submission, cures illness, influences paternal love, gives long life. Then you have the Eight of Cups, Ail, God the pleasure of man's children. He's into transformation and gives consolation in adversity. Then you have the Queen of Swords, who is Hamaya, the God, the hope of all of the earth. Ritual and ceremony can acquit all the treasures of heaven and earth. Six of Swords, Nil, the gentle God. They're into perception of unity, protects against accidents, heals the sick. You have the Ace of Wands, which is Omiel, the patient God. She's into fertility and multiplicity, protects against despair, and helps one be patient. I know it's a lot, y'all, but we've missed a lot out on our history, and we need to know. We have the Nine of Wands, which was Hasiah, God who's the impenetrable secret. They're into universal medicine, elevation of the soul, and the revelation of mysteries. There's the Five of Pentacles, Ekael, the forbearing God. Patient, reveals secrets of nature, spreading knowledge in industry. Then you have Four of Pentacles, Mizrael, God liberating the oppressed, self-atonement, cures mental illness, delivers from persecution. Then you have Seven of Swords, Menaka, God nurturing and maintaining everything, knowledge of good and evil, appeases divine anger, and cures epilepsy. And you have Ten of Pentacles, what is Menadel, the honorable God. They're into inner and outer work, helps one keep their job, and protects against disasters. Then they have Nine of Pentacles, which is Ayla, the omniscient God. They're into submission to higher order, identifies traitors, and destroys their plans. When the Page of Swords, we have Haya, God the refuge. He's into refuge, governs dreams, and reveals mysteries hidden from mortals. And then we have the Ten of Cups, Hahaya, God master of the universe. Into divine warrior, confound the wicked, brings victory and peace. Then we have Judgment, which is Amamia, God hidden in the darkness. They're into atonement of errors, destroys the power of enemies, and humiliates them. Then we have the Moon, Gabriel, God is my strength. He's into divine revelation, reveals messages, and has the power to destroy. Then we have Five of Cups, Vahulia. He's the God King and she's the God King and ruler. I apologize because you can barely see behind her. Veil, but that's a girl. Let's see, she's into prosperity, destruction of the enemy, and deliverance from bondage. Then there's Ten of Swords, Luai. That's the marvelous God. And it's like a scroll of eyes, so it's basically like the World Wide Web. Just look at it as the World Wide Web, and you're being watched. It's called the Revelation, protection from sadness, and gives revelations in your dreams also. So you'll succumb into some type of revelation. When you wake up, you'll have dreams that will give you revelations with Luai. You have the sun, Mihail. That's the vivifying God. They're into restoration of life, protection from adversities, rabbis, and wild beasts. Then you have the Eight of Pentacles, which is Lakabo. That's the God, the teacher, which is into intellectual talent and provides knowledge. Then you have the Ace of Cups, which is Nathiel. That's the God, the King of Heaven. They're into rejuvenation, obtaining the mercy of God, and gives long life. Then you have the Star, Basaria. And that's God, the Just. They're into clemency and equilibrium, protects against attacks in the courts. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles, that's Kahithel, and that's the adored God. They have divine blessings, drives away evil spirits, and rules agriculture production, which usually everybody says that's the evil eye. But yeah, that's Kahithel, the adored God. Then you have Seven of Cups, Asalia. That's the God, the just judge. Into contemplation, makes the truth known in legal proceedings. Then you have the Ace of Swords, which is Umabel. They're God above all names, elevated. And they're into affinity and friendship, obtaining the friendship of anyone. And then you have Justice, which is Kallio, the invocable God. They're into justice, makes truth known in the court, and causes innocence to prevail. Then you have the High Priestess, who is Alia. It's the God, the eternal lasting success, protection from magistrates. Then you have the Seven of Pentacles, Nemamia. That's the loving God. They're into discernment, general prosperity, the deliverance, and the deliverance of prisoners. Oh, Lord. Then you have the Queen of Cups, Palal. That's the God, the Redeemer. She's into redemption, serves against enemies, and religion, government, and chastity. Then you have the Ten of Swords, who's Aniel. That's the God, Lord of all virtues. She's into breaking the cycle, lifting opposing barriers, and bringing victory. Then you have Temperance, which is Shakaya, the God of joy. They're into reconciliation, regains the favor of those one has offended. And then you have the Three of Wands, Setiel, the God of hope, construction of the universe, help with great works, protects from adversities. Then you have the Six of Cups, which is Salal. That's the God who stirs all men. Motivation, lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. Then you have the Ten of Wands, Nanael, God humiliated the God humiliating the proud. They're into spiritual communication, influences religious men, teaches, and men of law. Excuse me, with my camera moving. And we have King of Pentacles, Lilhiel. That's the adored God. Into obedience, cause harmony and peace, and calms anger in anyone. Then you have the Strength, is Hakamaya, the raising God. They're into loyalty, deliverance from those who seek the oppressed, and brings victory. Then you have the World, which is Demabia. That's the God, the source of wisdom. Found, and they're into fountain of wisdom, gives success in all ventures. Now, this is the first bloodline of angels. That doesn't mean there aren't any more. This just means this is the first generation. It's the first bloodline. Now we'll go to the fallen angels. The ones who chose to disobey God and follow their own pathway, and then they have their own results, which you will see quickly. Now, this will be my first channel, or so this will be my first video, and I want to explain the bloodline first and the cause and effect of magic. So these people decided to, like I said, disobey God and continue to do magic and bestiality and voodoo and hoodoo and cutting up animals and oh Lord, I don't even want to go into detail because I'm also psychic. So they've done a lot, drinking blood, voodoo dolls. This is the reason why they look like this. And a lot of people don't understand that you have to stop doing that magic. You have to stop doing so much spell work because it's going to backfire on your bloodline. And you don't want that. So we'll have, this will be what they call the devil's rejects, technically. Let's see, we have the Three of Pentacles. That's Arabius. And so, because these people decided to magic, they have some type of power in the spiritual realm on the lower extremities as well. But they work together with the angels. So it's either you're going to be on the good side or the bad side. And so this is Three of Pentacles, which is Arabius. He answers questions about the past, present, and future. He gives dignities and grants the favorable and friends of foes, and a faithful servant. Then you have Seven of Pentacles, who is Naburius, which is a bird. He could have been a warlock, or they could have been a witch in their past life and did some type of magic to obtain to where they're like a bird now. So this is teacher, art, science, and rhetorics. And he restores lost honors and dignities, takes honor and dignity from others. This is Six of Pentacles. This is Amy, and I guess she teaches astrology and liberal sciences, reveals hidden treasure, and brings excellent familiars. Then you have the famous Baphomet, which everybody usually basically worships and does all their magic through the Baphomet. He gives health and financial prosperity and connects one safely with divine. But people don't understand that he connects y'all to the angels. So after you do magic on the angels, then you have to go be judged by the angels. So yeah, he brings you straight to us. That's what Baphomet does. And this is the Hermit. His name is Forcus in the lower realm, and he teaches philosophy, astrology, rhetoric, logic, palm reading, and divinity and fire. Then you have Fornius. That's the Six of Cups. That's technically looks like some type of entity, or he could have been doing so much magic. That's what he turned to in the spiritual realm. Teaches rhetoric and languages, gives one a good reputation, makes one beloved by friend and foes. Then you have the Nine of Cups, which is Force. He teaches logic, ethics, and the values of herbs and stones. Can make one invisible, helps one to be intelligent and long-lived. Can recover lost items and find treasures. Then you have the Knight of Wands, that's Bathan. And he teaches the values of herbs and stones. Transports anyone suddenly from one place to another. So there you go with the teleportation. Bathan provides that. Then you have Ten of Wands, which is Meribus. He causes and cures diseases. He tells secrets of things hidden and can make one shapeshift. That's marvelous. So that's where the shapeshifting comes from. Then there's the Knight of Cups, that's Beleth. He causes all the love that may be, both of men and of women. Then you have the Nine of Pentacles, which is Inducious, and he causes any manner of music to be played, causes trees to bend at will, and brings excellent familiars. Yeah, I've had a visit from Inducious. Trust me, it's weird looking. It's very weird looking. Let's see, then it's the Three of Swords, and that's Ram. Let's see, steals treasures from kings, destroys cities and the dignities of men, tells of things past, present, and future, causes love between friends and foes. Then you have Four of Wands, Person. So he knows all things hidden, answers truly about things earthly or divine. Then you have Ace of Wands, Azazel. He teaches holy secrets, instructs how to make weapons, and the art of seduction. So he's on this CIA spy stuff. Azazel's looking like he's a lot messy. Azazel's messy. Let's see, Eight of Wands. Let's see, Renove. He teaches rhetoric very well, gives faithful servants, favors of friends and foes, and knowledge of languages. Let's see, Eight of Cups is Vipar. The guide of the waters, can make storms and rough seas, causes men to die in 3 days of petrified wounds. Ten of Swans is Malphus, that builds homes and high towers, destroys an enemy's thoughts and desires, and all they have built gives good familiars. Then you have the Four of Swords of Semais. He teaches grammar, logic, and rhetoric, can make one appear like a soldier. Then you have the Two of Swords, the Hafiz. He builds towers and provides weapons and ammunition, sends soldiers to appointed places. Then you have Amducius, the King of Wands. He makes men fly into passionate rage and desire, destroys the happiness of married couples, wastes the beauty of virgins, and reveals the future. Then you have the Empress, Grimory. They procures the love of a woman of any age, tells where treasures are hidden, tells of the past, present, and the future. The World, then you have Babula. He makes one skilled in labor and crafts, increased knowledge of philosophy and science. Then you have Four of Cups, Shax. He steals or fetches anything requested, including money and horses, reveals secret things, bring questionable familiars. Then you have Three of Swords, Sabnik. He builds high towers, castles, and cities, afflicting men for many days with wounds full of rot and maggots. Then you have Six of Swords, the Seer. He travels the world over in an instant and brings anything, anywhere, gives the truth about death and hidden treasures, willing to do anything one commands. Then you have the Ace of Swords, Citri. It inflames men with women's love and women with men's love, causes them to show themselves naked if desired. Then you have the Ace of Pentacles, Lucifer's Raphael. The sea gives all worldly power and treasures, makes one rich quickly. Seven of Wands is Labalis. He causes murder and bloodshed, tells all things to come, and causes the love of friends or enemies, and can also make one invisible. You have the Five of Pentacles, which is Gamagan. He teaches all liberal sciences, gives an account of souls that died in sin. You have Three of Wands, Agaris. He teaches languages, causes earthquakes, overthrows politicians or clergymen, return those who have run away. So if you wonder why all these things are going on, these older generations have assignments to do, and this is why all these things are going on in the world. Then you have Death, which is Lucifer. He provides liberation and illumination, incites jealousy and envy. You have the moon, which is Beelzebub. He makes manifestations, the apparitions of demons, sets demons upon men to destroy them with vices. You have the Nine of Wands, which is Marchese, and he's a strong and faithful fighter, follows all commands and answers all questions. Then you have the Page of Pentacles, that's Marox. He teaches astronomy and liberal sciences, knows the virtue of precious stones and herbs, and gives very good familiars. And you have the King of Cups, which is Alistair. He teaches astronomy and liberal arts and brings good familiars. Then you have the King of Pentacles, that's Bereth. He turns any metal into gold, gives one high offices and titles, answers questions about past, present, and future. So a lot of these could possibly be spiritualists or past, present, future fortune tellers and psychics, as I am also a psychic and a spiritualist. So then we have the Fool cameo. He gives understanding of animal and the voice of waters, answers of things to come. This is the Ten of Pentacles, Barbados, which of course you hear where Rihanna's from Barbados. This is really who this is. This is Barbados. He understands the tongue of animals, uncovers treasure hidden by magicians, and reconciles friends and enemies. Then you have the Two of Pentacles, that's Amon. He reveals the past and the future and reconciles friends and enemies. I think he like to see fights. He like to see it go down. I don't know what's up with him. He's telling me he likes to see it. He likes to see stuff go down. He likes the action. Lord Jesus, these spirits just be talking. He likes the action. I see the Four of Pentacles. That's Bellafor. So he tempts thieves to steal. Serves as an excellent familiar. So yeah, he tempts people to steal. His name is Bellafor. This is why people are kleptomaniacs and going psycho when they can't steal, because Bellafor is tempting them to steal stuff. And he serves as an excellent familiar, but he tempts thieves to steal. And let's see, then you have the Devil, which is Mulak, which is also Samael, because of course you see he was playing with animals, which is the bull, the goat, or the goat would be Baphomet, the bull would be Malak. He got the bull head. Yeah, he got a bull head, y'all. Like in real life. Makes one worse off than ever before. Tricks mortals into being bound. Accepts child sacrifice. So when you're a spiritualist and you're a chosen one, sometimes they give you signs, signals, messages, visions, and if you're very special, they usually show their face. If they're ancestors, they don't show their face to many people because they don't trust a lot of people. So let's see, then you have the Page of Cups, that's Solace. Let's see, he teaches astronomy and the values of herbs and precious stones. Then you have Ten of Cups, Furfur. He creates love between men and women, creates thunders and great storms, gives answers on divine secrets. I mean, and I was born this way, so it's not nothing, I mean, I grew into my spirituality, so it took time, but I wasn't acknowledging it when I was younger. But, as I got older, I realized it was something spiritual going on, so I started to do my research. And this is the Queen of Pentacles, which is Hagentai, and it makes one wise and teaches everything and can turn any metal into God and transmutation water into wine. See, so now I'm confused because I remember Jesus, but they would always say Jesus turned water into wine. So some of these things that I do question in the Bible, because I remember that. I remember they said Jesus turned water into wine, and I'm like, are you sure it wasn't another entity? Now that I know about cloning and everything. So you only imagine if all this stuff was going on back then, they just didn't have a name for it. So let's see, then you have the Knight of Swords, that's from Horus. Let's see, destroys and burns all enemies when requested, speaks of all creation of the world, and tells of the past and future. And then you have the Tower. Everybody talks about tower moments, and that's true. People have tower moments in their life, and that's called the Visago, and it's the promoter of discard of war arguments and falsehood, gives generous responses. So usually people have tower moments in their life because things ain't working out in their life. So usually they have time moments. Let me see. Then you have the Seven of Cups. That's Osei. It makes one cunning and liberal sciences, gives true answers on divine and secret things, able to turn others into different forms and convince them that this change is real. A lot of y'all excuse me, y'all stuck in a virtual reality. And these entities got y'all thinking things are real. And that would be Osei. He's able to turn others into different forms and convince them that the changes are real. Then you have the Chariot, which is Andreas. He's a sword, the scarred, and slayer of men. So he slay all day. Andreas slays all day. Seriously, he does. And then you have Eight of Pentacles, and that's Saga. And let's see, turns water into wine also. And back again. It turns blood into wine. And turns any metal into legal tender coins. And makes fools wise. So these two I would be very questionable about when it comes into Jesus turning water into wine. When it comes to Hagante and Zagan. Because I realize they can do that also. So I'm wondering if Jesus had been possessed by those entities at that time when it was written down into the Bible. Yeah, I question a lot of things because ain't nothing wrong with asking questions. We all want to know the answer. Let's see, you have the Knight of Pentacles. That's the Dakarabia. Dakarabia. Anyway, it's the word I haven't said before, so it's Dakarabia. And the sea teaches the virtues of herbs and stones, makes birds appear and behave as though tame. Then you have the Page of Swords, which is Botis. The sea gives answers of past, present, and future, reconciles friends and foes. He ain't that friendly sometimes, he bites. See, let's see, and then Two of Wands, and that's Ipos. Tells all the past and future, can make one intelligent and bold. And then you have the Temperance, which is Crocell. He teaches geometry and liberal sciences, make great noise and warm water. Then you have the High Priestess, is Donatalian, and he teaches arts and science, knows the secret, knows the secret thoughts of all and can change them and causes love, shows visions of the world. So Donatalians provide visions to other high priestess. Let's see, then you have the Hierophant. Excuse me, everyone. And that's the Hierophant is Arias. He teaches astrology, the virtues of the stars, and the houses of the planets, and how to understand them. He transforms men with dignity, finds favor with friends and foes. Then you have Two of Cups, that's Silos. He causes the love of women to men and of men to women. Then you have the Ace of Cups, that's Buer. He teaches philosophy and the use of herbs, heals all diseases and disorders, brings good familiars. Then you have the Hangman, which is Befrons. He teaches natural and planetary sciences, like corpse, lights above graves, and moves bodies so the souls may be stolen. Then you have Judgment, which is Belial. He distributes promotions in high offices and causes one to be liked. Then you have the Seven of Swords, Andromedus. He returns items and punishes thieves, reveals hidden treasures. Then you have the Six of Wands, which is Murmur. He teaches philosophy perfectly, brings souls back from the dead to answer questions. Then you have the Lovers, which is Zipar. He causes women to love men and bring them together in love and can make women barren. Then you have Justice Astaroth. He tells how the angels fell, reveals the past, present, and future, teaches the liberal science. Queen of Wands, that's the Payman. She teaches arts and sciences, tells anything one desires to know, gives dignities, can make any man subject to one's demands, and gives good familiar. Then you have the Three of Cups, which is aim. He reveals secrets and increases one's intellect, spreads destruction by fire. Then you have the Three of Cups, which is Gusion. He reconciles friends, tells of the past, present, and future, gives dignity and honors. So these could be future fortune tellers. And they also crossed over. But they probably was crooked fortune tellers. Sometimes that happens if they're crooked fortune tellers. If you're doing it the right way, you usually don't charge anybody. Because you're just trying to help people. Let's see. Then you have the Star, the Gap. He can cause love or hate, can make one ignorant and without sense, delivers familiars from other magicians, can move one from place to place. You have King of Swords, that's Lagios, reveals knowledge of the forthcoming battles, and procures the favor of lords and kings. Then you have the Sun, which is Boon. He makes one rich, smart, and well-spoken, gathers spirits at tombs, and changes the places of the dead. Then you have the Emperor, that's Baal. He controls the weather, the rain, and the lightning, and cures or causes pestilence. Then you have the Wheel of Fortune, that's Balak. He tells where treasures are hidden and reveals hidden dangers. Then you have the Queen of Cups, which is a phoenix. He teaches all sciences, performs wonderful poetry, follows all requests with excellence. Then you have Nine of Swords, that's Sarai. Causes great battles and wars, causes wounds to putrefy. Then you have Queen of Swords, Adriolopius. Andrilopius, he teaches geometry and measurements, increases one's intelligence, can transform a person into a bird. Then you have Strength, that's divine. He builds towers and destroys stony walls, causes rough waters, and finds witches. Then you have Eight of Swords, Baccalaureate. He kills by drowning and can sink ships, controls the seas and the winds, and will spare any life by request. Page of Wands, Balaam, gives answers concerning the past, present, and future, and can make one invisible. Then you have Three of Wands, Baul. He procures the love of women, tells of things past, present, and future, builds love between friends and enemies. Now that everybody knows their history, it's important to do your history on who was your family members and what were they into years or hundreds of years ago or thousands of years ago or 10,000 years ago or 500 years ago or 700 years ago. It's important to know about your family and your family history. And a lot of people don't look at, angels and demons as that sort, but it is family history. So, as I stated before, I'm Gloria Norwood. I am a chosen one. I found out a few years ago that I was chosen. I usually stay secluded because I was highly attacked, gang stalked, harassed, had to replace windows just by being a spiritualist, because I end up marrying an occult leader who hid things from me. So after we had a child, I found out he was an occult leader. So I had to do my research and decide whether I want my child around that type of behavior, which is going to be a no because it looks like it's all negative. So yeah, I suggest that everybody do their research and find out who they're dating with, who they're dealing with, who they're loving on, who they're kissing on, who they're thinking about, because that person could have ill intentions for you. So I wish everybody the best of luck in the future, and I hope that everybody can come to their senses and realize that this is an old spiritual battle and this is before our time, and you might want to leave that to the higher ups if that ain't got nothing to do with you, I would want to leave it to the ancestors, cause they was here before y'all. They know what's going on. So I think I want to leave that to the original bloodline, because they the only one that know what's going on. Everybody else is like a copycat clone, watered down version of who the original bloodline is. So, like I said, I leave the rules and regulations to the higher ups. I'm happy that I got to be, chosen to, put this type of information out, because it's very volatile and very vicious. A lot of people don't understand that playing with magic could, backlash on your family, your kids, your aunties, your uncles, your grandma, your grandpa, your dog, your car. Magic backfires, so it's up to you if you want to, use magic to manipulate people to like you or be with you or to win a court case or whatever, because it all comes down in the end to where, it's going to come out. So it's no point in doing, spell work to try to manipulate in your favor because you're a liar or a scammer or a schemer, because I got scammed by my own family, so it just happens sometimes. And me, I'm not dealing with it. I'm taking people to court, okay? I am literally calling spiritual judgment on people. I'm not letting people get away with what they're doing. And so I suggest you people do the same. The best bet is to call upon God and ask for spiritual judgment upon those people that have wronged you and done you wrong and did you dirty and dogged you out and cheated and scammed and lied. So, I noticed that this going on all around the world, and I hope it want to get better and people stop and realize what they doing is pushing the world into, the last revelations, which is the last chapter in the Bible, and nobody knows what happens. Well, I literally think that everybody in the world should read the last chapter, before they go out and do anything stupid. Realize that, once you open that door with all that spell work and occultism, that's one of those things you just can never close back. So, it looked like it's just been too many sacrifices, one too many. So, at this point, I know that other spiritualists and spiritual readers are going through being gang stalked and harassed and, attacked and spiritually attacked. So I just want you guys to, speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself, document everything, document your dreams. Keep a tab on all your information so you can take these people to court, police officers, case workers, all of it. Keep your information, keep in your right mind, because people will play mental games with you. So make sure you stay in your right mind and make sure you have all your evidence and your facts before, you improve your case in court. So like I said, I'm Gloria Norwood, with the owner of Sophisticated Spy Shop on Etsy.com. I also have Gloria's Unsolved Mystery Tarot decks and Oracle decks and Cartomancy decks. Like I said, this is my first video, so I'm hoping it'll help people out. And everyone, have a blessed day.